Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Rishongile Malomani, and in today's episode we are talking all things cars. We're now on episode 4 of all things cars. So in today's video we are going to talk about the deposit. Should you pay the deposit? Shouldn't you pay the deposit? What exactly is going on with the deposit? Stay tuned and let's get right into this video. And if it's your first time joining me here today, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. Thank you so much for coming back. And today we are going to talk about the deposit. We are continuing with our series of cars. And please know that this video does not constitute our financial advice. If you're looking for financial advice, please speak to a financial advisor. Let us get right straight into this. Before we get into this video, I'd like to give a shout out to Elaborate Creatives. They designed the banner to my YouTube channel. If you are looking for such services, please contact them. I'll leave their Instagram handle on the description box below. I remember when I wanted to buy a car, I was that girl who was like, you know what? I actually want to do this thing, right? I want to get all the information that I need. And unfortunately, I didn't have the right information. Like, I tried to search for information, guys. That's how I found out about the West Bank. That's how I found out that I can actually apply for finance by myself. I think I tried the best that I can to actually find information. But some information you can never really know until you actually get into it and see how it happens in that situation. So with the deposit part, I spoke to a lot of people and asked them, okay, do you think I should pay a deposit? Do you think I shouldn't pay a deposit? And I had saved up money for a deposit, because for me, paying a deposit made sense. Like, that means that you borrow less money, and when you borrow less money, that means that you pay back less money. Like, makes sense, right? Like, that's just how things are supposed to be. However, there were a lot of conflicting information, and that is some of the things that I want to try to clear today, so that I can let you guys into my experience with the deposit and what I think about the deposit based on my experience. When I spoke to people, they gave me a whole lot of information, and this was different information based on their experiences, I guess, or on their knowledge. I don't know. However, most people were against paying the deposit, and they gave me different reasons why, and I want to share with you those reasons. The first reason was that the money that you pay for the deposit does not make a huge difference or a significant difference when it comes to your monthly installments. For example, what they mean is that if you're going to pay 10,000 rands deposit, maybe you're going to save 50 rands per month, which doesn't make a difference. Whether that is true or not, we are going to see today. The second thing that they said is that if you are going to pay the deposit, it does not go to the bank. The dealer takes that money and you never see it again. So I think these people were probably robbed or scammed or whatever. I don't know what the deal was with the dealer. So make sure that when you pay a deposit, you are paying it straight into the bank, or you understand the whole process of how it's happening, so that you do not find a situation whereby the dealer takes your money and then now the bank still gives you the total amount that of the car, instead of you paying a little bit of it into the car. You get what I'm saying? We get each other. So just make sure that the money goes into the bank. The bank actually knows that you are actually paying a deposit and you're not just giving your money to the dealer. The other thing that I got from the deposit was that, you know what? A deposit is very good, but do not pay the deposit upfront, because most of that money is just going to go into your interest. And the reason why they are saying this is because the way the banks calculate your interest is that they calculate your interest based on how much you're still owing. So let's take with the previous examples of the cars of series. If you haven't watched it, please go and watch it in my channel. I'll try to link it up here. And then you can go and revisit those videos. It will also give you a perspective of where we're coming from with this whole series. How this comes about is that the bank calculates the total amount of money that you are owing, like the overall amount of money. So let's take, for example, your car is 200,000 rands and you are paying a monthly installment of 4,100 from the example. So in that 4,100 rand that you are paying a month, you'd find that 2,500 rand goes to your principal amount and 1,600 goes into your interest. So that is what they're talking about. But then you would see that as the months continue, so after 2 years, after 3 years, you'd find that instead of now 1,600 going into your interest, now it's only 1,000 rand that goes into your interest, and the rest of the money, which is like I don't know, you do the calculation, goes into your principal amount. So they calculate based on the overall amount that you're owing. So that is why people would say that all that money goes into your interest. But then, however, it's not that all of it goes into your interest, it's that you're still going to pay a whole lot of it into interest. So that is actually something that you can look into and do your calculation and see what actually works for you. Another response that I got is that if you pay this amount of money into your car loan, that means that money can be distributed throughout the remaining amount of months. Let's say you put in your 20,000 rands after what? After 2 years. That means that the bank is going to take that money and then they are going to reduce your monthly installment. So if you're paying 4,100 into your monthly installment, now you're probably going to pay 3,800 or 3,500 depending on how much you're actually putting in. This, however, it's not guaranteed. Another thing that for me that was very troubling was that people told me this information like it was universal. So I decided, you know what? And actually, another thing was that it was so hard for me to take that money and actually put it into a deposit because it was a lot of money. Honestly speaking, I had just been working for a few months and just taking so much money and giving it to someone was like, you know what, I'm gonna wait. So I would actually want this whole money to be distributed throughout the months. So I did not pay my deposit initially. I decided I want to reduce the amount of installment that I'm paying per month. I remember I had saved up about 20,000 rands for my car. And a few months later, I called the bank. I'm like, I have transferred such an amount of money into my account, into my loan account. And I would like you guys to distribute that money into my loan so that I pay less amount of money per month. So I wanted to reduce the monthly installments that I was paying. And to my surprise, the bank was like, hi dear, we don't do that because you have signed a contract and the contract says this is how much you're supposed to pay per month. So now we cannot just change that because you have put the amount of money into the loan amount. So the best thing that you can do right now is that you need to pay off your car, and that's the only way we can do it. Like, guys, how easy is it to pay off a car? Like, where am I going to get hundreds and hundreds of thousands to pay off a car? And then at that point, that's when I was like, oh, okay, I really thought this was something that you can do. So be careful. Like, if you are planning on paying in your money or your deposit amount into your car after a few months, just speak to your bank and ask them if really that option is possible. Because I know when I tried with West Bank, that option was not possible. The only option that I have for me to put in more money was that I have to pay off the car, which I didn't have that amount of money. I then spoke to a friend of mine. We were actually speaking about this, and my friend said that it's not advisable for you to pay money into this account because the bank does not know what to do with the money. The money just stays there and nothing actually happens to the money. And he was like, it's better for you to actually just save out the money in another account, and after you've saved up enough money, then you can pay off your car. And this is where the story changes now. So remember I told you guys that I took a certain amount of money and put into my loan amount. But the good thing about it, which was an amazing thing for me, was that this money actually gets interest. And the interest that it accumulates, it's much more than interest that you would get from a normal bank account. So the interest that I am getting from this amount that I paid into the car is 1%. For example, if I had put in 10,000 rand into that account, that means every month I get 100 rands accumulating. So if I put 20,000 rands, that means I get 200 rands. So that is how much it accumulates per month. And the good thing about it is that I am getting money each and every month, and that is reducing the overall outstanding balance of my car, which makes it easier for me to pay off the car when I have enough in my bank account and I also have enough other money to actually put into this account and finally close it. I hope that is clear. If it's not clear, please let me know in the comments and I'll be happy to clarify that further. Going back to the initial example of 200,000 rands, and then you are going to pay 4,100 rands if you do not pay a deposit. If you put in 10% deposit, you are going to pay 3,100. So when I did this calculation when I first bought my car, and I was just like, paying in 20,000 rands just because of 400, just because I'm saving 400 rands a month. For me, that was like, it's not worth it. However, if you think about it, guys, that is like 400 rands for 5 or 6 years. That is actually a lot of money. Like, that is a lot of money, honestly speaking. If you are going to pay 4,100 rands and you can actually just pay in 20,000 rand, which you have, I mean, there's a whole lot of things that you can do with that 400 rands. Another thing that I want to show you guys is, let us do the calculations like we are doing. Let's prove this with calculations. So you have 20,000 rands you paid in as a deposit. You save 400 rands a month for 72 months. So let us use 72 months in this example.
400 rands for 72 months is equals to 28,800, which means you save 8,800 rands after 6 years.
The last thing that I want to say about a deposit is that when you show the bank that you have money, or you have the initiative to bring in your own money into this money that you're borrowing, the bank actually factors that as a positive factor into your credit, and this may reduce your interest rate. And if your interest rates are reduced, that means that you are going to pay less per month. So guys, that is it from me about the deposit. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't subscribed, and please let us share this content if you think it's gonna be helpful. And also, please let me know below what you think about this video, what you think about the deposit. Do you think you should pay it or not? I absolutely think you should pay it, but let me know your thoughts. Let us talk about it. Let us dissect. If there's anything you didn't understand, or anything or anything else that you'd like me to tell you about the deposit, please let me know down in the comments below. And there's more content that I want to share with you guys about the car series, so please look out for this channel for the next coming video. Okay guys, see you in my next video. Bye.